Alright, so quick update. I've been working on the cabinets for the front area of the van towards the driver's seat. That was not fun because the van curves down and in at the same time. So every cut was very custom. Every cut has to be off of a measurement. Can't use a level because the van's not level, so it's been interesting. But so just about done with it. Very light. We used 1/2-inch Baltic birch plywood, so seems like that's what a lot of people building these vans are using these days because it's very strong and it's still quite light. I would say this whole thing weighs like, can't be much over 10 pounds. So, and I felt like going with 1/2-inch plywood would be plenty strong, and I'm happy with how it's turning out. So as you can see, there's no ceiling on it, and that's just because this edge follows the roof of the van, or the cedar. So just thought that would save a little bit of weight and material, make them a little bit cheaper. So then this runner back here has holes in it, and I put plus nuts in the van, and that's how it's going to get attached. And also just one bracket right here in the middle also is plus nutted to the back, and that just really helped crank it back because I'm not planning on attaching any of these to the ceiling or the roof. May have to redo that or add something, if it's not quite as sturdy as I was hoping, but I had it up there yesterday and it seemed pretty good. So right now I'm getting ready to cut the holes for the doors in the plate here, and as you can see there'll be 2 compartments, so 2 doors. And again, it's a little bit odd because this whole piece here is wider on this end and it gets smaller here. So I'm gonna have to figure out just exactly how I want the doors to look, because either I keep them the same size and there's just more of a gap on one side, or I do 2 different size doors. So kind of playing around with ideas and seeing what's gonna work. So yes sir, that's about it for right now. Cabinets are up and looking fantastic. Check it out. So I got 1 cabinet, 2 cabinet. They're both kind of sort of tacked up there right now. I've got a few bolts in the back, but I am going to take them down and get them painted and then hang them in the end. So right now I was just working on the faceplate for this, and fits perfectly. I'm sanding that down, and then I'll attach it, take the whole cabinet down, paint it, and hang it. So we're getting very close. So as you can see, this one comes out a little bit farther, and it's a little bit deeper than the other one. Reason being is because the bed and the couch is going to be under here, and I just think there's extra room, so why not make the cabinets a little bit bigger. And then for the kitchen, above the kitchen, I shrunk them down a little bit because it's kind of hard to tell, but the kitchen counter will come out to about here, and I want to be able to see out the window when I'm sitting here cooking. So that's kind of my view from where I'd stand, so I can still see out the window. Whereas if I had it longer, this would extend and I wouldn't be able to see out there. So that's kind of my reasoning behind that. I'll show you the faceplate real quick. There's one here and there's one already in the van. So just sanding these down a little bit, making them look pretty. Just want to show you the cabinets once again before I take them down to paint them. So I'm very impressed how they turned out. The only trick will be to see how sturdy they are once I get them reattached and all the bolts in. I think that's going to be the trick, and if I have to try and add any more bracing on the ceiling just to get them a real sturdy hold, so we'll see. But I'm going to take them off now and start painting. Well, just want to show you the cabinets now that I have them in. Really happy with them. I did add just a little bit more bracing, or I guess I should say brackets. I added one, see right up in there. And that goes right into that aluminum piece that we glued the ceiling to above here. So that really sturdied it up, which also holds the end of this cabinet. And then at the end of that one, I have the bolt in it, so that one's sturdy. This bolt sturdied up this section, and then here it was just a little bit bouncy, so I added one up under here, under this piece of bracing. And there's just a teeny bit of give up in that corner, but I'm really not worried about it. So cabinets are pretty much done. Just gotta cut the doors, paint the doors, hang the hardware. They're not pretty much done. They're coming along, I guess I should say. Okie doke. So just want to show you there's a shelf that I just got built here for the corner. I think I showed you where that's going to be going. Something I'm struggling with is I think the humidity is kind of messing with this birch plywood. It seems to be bending on me for some reason, so not such a big deal with something like this because I can kind of just nail it and glue it into shape, but where I'm struggling is when I put the doors on these cabinets, they tend to warp on me a little bit, so hoping I won't have to redo that, but we'll see. I also have a helper today. She's super excited to be on the vlog. Welcome, my sister. She is mixing stain.
Making dinner.
No, it's not dinner. If you eat that, that'd be really bad. So she's helping today. She just helped me screw that shelf or nail that shelf together, and then we're testing some stain right now because we're thinking about.
That's awesome.
We're thinking about staining the other side of the van instead of painting it, just to kind of break up the colors a little bit more, but we'll see. Kind of just playing around with some stuff. So my sister's been here again today helping me with the staining of the cabinets. We decided to go with a darker color. Hopefully you can see that all right for the cabinets on the other side of the van. There we go. So it actually matches the floor a lot more, so looks pretty nice though. Cabinets on the passenger side are in. The doors were just stained. They're real nice and sturdy. Move the whole van with them.
I blame you for all of this.
Look who it is. Jordan's back.
I'm back for now.
What are you working on, Jordan?
Working on a cabinet door that doesn't fit quite right.
Good. Glad to hear it. Jordan does great work.
And he looks a lot better than me most of the time. You may be wondering what this pole is doing here. And to be honest, I kind of regret using 1/2-inch plywood for the doors because it has started to bend on me or warp.
Which I probably should have thought of before, but I didn't really. So I'm not sure how easily you can tell here, but you can see I have a lot of pressure on there. I'm trying to bend it back into shape at this end.
Just would not sit close here, so I put one of these here, so hopefully once I get it bent back, it'll stay in place. Same thing was kind of happening down here with these doors, but I bent them back, and you can see, if I give you kind of a side angle, they're actually sitting really nice now. And I did install, or I should say, my buddy Jordan installed for me these little door stops here. So those work well.